It's about making sure that there is white supremacy in this country. And if we're honest, we will say that. It is about making sure. Respect.
I am incredibly insulted by this. I don't know what $5,000 is supposed to do. And it's not even $5,000 because you have to cut it in half because you got to pay taxes on it.
What?
Well, I'm not going to turn down a $5,000 check, but I think
it was rejected.
Okay.
Was it?
And I am constantly shocked at what you're not aware of, which is Donald Trump's performance.
I'm constantly shocked at what you're not aware of.
Well, I don't know. I tend to be more right about it than you are. But the reality is, he did better. He did better among minority voters than any Republican in a half a century.
Yeah,
I seem to be totally unaware of it.
They seem to be more concerned about a decrease in other populations. Well, it's just
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about the cackling hens of The View out here freaking out about Donald Trump waking up this morning. Yes, Donald Trump opened his eyes and they are upset about it. Of course, now I'm exaggerating here, but I mean, am I though? They're mad because Donald Trump has this incentive program to provide up to $5,000 for women to have children, have more babies in America, trying to increase the population. He's just trying to incentivize, and they're upset about it. So, of course, what do? They freak out, they balk, they cluck, they make up lies. The same thing that they always do is just get mad at him for no apparent reason, including with his support for IVF, which they try to claim he didn't support. He supports it now. They're still mad about it. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Let's go ahead and react to this.
Birth rates continue to decline in America. The White House is looking into offering $5,000 cash bonuses, expanded access to IVF, along with other incentives for women to have more babies. I am incredibly insulted by this.
When are you not insulted?
I don't know what $5,000 is supposed to do, and it's not even.
So now Whoopi Goldberg is saying that $5,000 isn't enough. It's more than people are getting now, but this is going to be in addition to all these other programs that exist, because there's countless programs that exist for moms out there. But because it's not enough, even if it was more, then she would just say, well, you can't just give a bunch of money away. It's going to add more inflation. These people are going to kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, Donald Trump. This is how these losers work.
$5,000 because you have to cut it in half because you got to pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
So they're offering you $2,500.
Which one of y'all gets a tax check and they take 50% out of it? What the hell is Whoopi Goldberg talking about? And like, I get all sorts of grants. Like throughout my life, I've got grants for all sorts of stuff and all sorts of like different government benefits. And usually they don't just take taxes out of it, and they also don't take taxes out at the back end either. If they're providing you money, a lot of the time it's tax exempt. So she's just making that up. If you're concerned about it, why don't you just ask instead of just making something up?
Well, I'm not going to turn down a $5,000 check, but I think there are.
Boom, exactly. Bingo. Full stop. You never turn down $5,000 checks. This is why you're such a big propagandist right now. It's for the money.
I feel that the Earth is overpopulated. So when it comes to
then why do they want us to have more babies?
Well, they want more babies because it affects not only the workforce but paying into entitlement programs. Social safety. But what I would say,
are these people trying to say that because the Earth is too populated, which in America is not, by the way, but because it's too populated, like what, we should have like less children? Like, what are you trying to say?
So they're missing something greater. They have to rework our social system.
Well, they need to tax billionaires for one thing.
That would help.
And corporations. Yeah. Maybe they'll have some more money to spend.
Roughly 80% of all the taxes in all of America is taken from millionaires and billionaires. The vast majority of individuals do pay taxes, but it's like so little compared to a company that has billions of dollars that gets taxed. This whole argument that they don't pay taxes is a fallacy. And I guarantee you that every last one of these cackling hens also takes advantage of the tax code and doesn't pay very much on their taxes. They probably pay way less than somebody like Elon Musk, for example, because he has multiple companies. He has all these different employees, all these different buildings and facilities. You get taxed on everything. So he's paying way more taxes than probably all of these cackling hens combined.
Number one concern I hear from young people is that they want to have kids, but they don't think they can afford it. And we could argue over whether it's enough money or not, the $5,000. But both Italy and France do this. You get a one-time payment when you have a child.
I want to reframe the issue a little bit, because when I look at something like this, these proposals, I want to know why. and I want to know who's making them. And so when I looked into that, they're saying that the U.S. birth rate is declining. However, in
she wants to know how to politically judge an issue. I know people like Sonny Hostin in real life. Before she doesn't assess the facts and the merits behind situations. She assesses the people behind them. And if the people are people that she doesn't like, then she determines that regardless of the facts presented, it must be something nefarious. If it's people that she does like, regardless of the facts presented, then it's something that she supports.
2024, there was a 1% increase in U.S. births, but that increase was with Hispanic mothers and Asian mothers.
It's racist.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
They seem to be more concerned about a decrease in other populations.
Say it.
No, I think I've said enough.
It's not based on that.
And so, well, it's just based on.
Have they said that anywhere? I mean, I feel like it have to be fair.
It's just as
Fair to who?
It's just a.
Have they said that this is to target only white families?
Oh, I didn't say that.
You have to read between the lines.
There's a birth rate decline in general, actually around the world, believe it or not, even though the population has increased in a lot of particularly developed countries, the population and the birth rate decline in general is not increasing. And in America, in general, it is not increasing. Even if certain groups, you could say it increased, the overall number is not. Oh, and guess who's down the most in terms of birth rate, Sonny? Is not whites in America. It's black people, you idiot. This program would benefit black people and black mothers the most, but Sonny is so Trump deranged, she can't get past that to see something that would actually benefit her people.
Project 2025, remember that? And the Heritage Foundation in particular has been researching this issue, how it believes the administration should counter declining birth rates. So I just leave that with all of you.
There are global declining birth rates.
Yeah, but I think when we're talking about the United States, we need to think about who's proposing it and why.
Guys, it's always something stupid with these people, regardless of the facts. I got to look at who is saying it. Why? Why does that even matter? Like, if you know that this is an issue, which she didn't really deny that it was an issue. She tried to like poke some sort of hole in it because that's what propagandists do. If you know that it's an issue, then I don't see what the problem is. Why can't you, $5,000 apparently ain't enough. Whoopi Goldberg's making up information. She's making up facts about how much is going to be taxed, talking about they're going to tax it 50%, which is stupid. Like the vast majority of people in America don't get taxed 50%. That's just stupid, especially on money that the government is giving you. Yes, do they tax you on certain things that you pay into, and then they tax you when they give it to you? Yes, but not for stuff like this. They normally don't. Trying to make this a race issue is just an obsession, and it just makes Sonny Hostin look so freaking ugly. I want to also react here to Scott Jennings of CNN discussing the issue of Donald Trump and his election, because this woman says that, well, it's about white supremacy. This is how a lot of people think. Unfortunately, guys, it's not just these dummies on the news. A lot of people think like this because they watch the news. And this is just how some people think. Some people are crazy, so they think everything's about white supremacy at all times if it relates to the Republican Party or a white person in the Republican Party or a black person in the Republican Party or a Hispanic person in the Republican Party. It's always about white supremacy. Forget about, Elon Musk literally being born in Africa and being a Democrat his whole life. Joe Rogan, same thing. And even Donald Trump, same thing. It doesn't matter to these people because they're idiots. Let's go ahead and react to this as well. Scott Jennings cooks as usual.
It's about making sure that there is white supremacy in this country. And if we're honest, we will say that. It is about making sure we will make sure that people who DEI is really all these code words. You used to use woke. I asked you to define what woke meant. You couldn't really define it for me. Tell me what it means again.
Woke.
I hate it when people say this as if you can't define woke. Woke is stupid stuff like Snow White, dumb race swaps, DEI, being obsessed with gender ideology. Anytime you tell people this, they try to act like you didn't define it. Like, if you don't shut your stupid stuff.
Ideology is taking extreme views of American culture and trying to tear down America from the inside out and go outside of our cultural norms and invade every corporation, university, and other institutions.
Okay, so he starts defining it. She interrupts him because she doesn't like the fact that he can answer it. And then she asks him another stupid question like, guys, Scott Jennings or pretty much anybody could do this all day.
DEI.
That's incorrect.
Tell me that's incorrect. But what is DEI? Tell me again.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, trying to guarantee outcomes instead of guarantee opportunity.
Trump's cabinet looks like DEI.
I was speaking. If I could just
I do want us to not get off.
This is like one of the worst debaters I've ever seen. This Kara Champion lady, this has got to be one of the most retarded ladies I've ever seen on television. And that's saying a lot. I see a lot of stupid people on television. I cover all of them on this channel.
Because
she just said we're all white supremacists. We gotta address this, don't we?
Saying a whole swath of voters and saying they voted because they're racist or misogynist, not because their pocketbook.
Those were my words, yours, but go ahead.
Okay, but
you said it was about white supremacy.
I said it was about white
Democrats will
supremacy.
keep losing if they do that.
All the voters were white supremacists, but it's not about eggs. She said it was about pocketbook issues. It's not about pocketbook issues.
You don't think people were at all motivated by the state of the economy, the cost of living,
I absolutely.
You guys let me know if y'all voted for Trump because of white supremacy. you guys let me know if you're here on a Black Anomaly Rising channel pretty much every day. You're watching me because of white supremacy. we gotta watch the black man because he supports white supremacy. It sounds stupid when you say it out loud, doesn't it?
But yes, and you're smart enough to know yes, and yes. They weren't upset about pocket issues.
Are you
so dumb?
So dumb. What people are
they do have an opportunity, but we're treated to sort of similar comments to what Kerry made tonight about race, white supremacy, all of Trump's ideology and people and voters and everything. It's all about white supremacy. This was rejected in the election.
Facts.
Democrats ran this was the animating thing of the Harris campaign, and it was rejected.
Okay.
Was it?
And I am constantly
Okay.
shocked at what you're not aware of.
Who said was it? Who said was it rejected? Did you not see that damn election map, girl? Sometimes you need to learn when to shut the hell up because these people make themselves look so stupid.
I am constantly shocked at what you're not aware of, which is Donald Trump's performance.
I'm constantly shocked at what you're not aware of.
I don't know. I tend to be more right about it than you are. But the reality is he did better. He did better among minority voters than any Republican in a half a century.
Yeah,
I seem to be totally unaware of it.
But it's also true.
But if you're going to come out and call half the country a white supremacist, I think you've got to explain it.
I didn't say the country. I said this was about white supremacy because what he ran on was making America great again, which is another code word. You like to say woke.
But you're saying the election was about white supremacy.
I'm saying what Trump was about was making sure he stays that.
Listening to people that are this mentally deranged, mentally ill, just completely mentally defeated, it makes me sick to my stomach because they're so race obsessed. They're so they're so scarred by society. They've let all of the lectures and all of the guilt and all of the pain of race relations, they've let it just seep so deep into their spirit, into their mind, to where now they're little soldiers of the left. They're effectively puppets. And it's unfortunate that this is something that could even happen to anyone, where now anytime anyone proposes anything, no matter how good it sounds, like, hey, we're going to give women money to have babies. Now all of a sudden it's a bad thing. No. We don't want money to have babies. And trying to remove DEI from schools is about white supremacy. Basically, people like this don't think that black folks and other minorities can be successful if you don't have the government basically handing the success over to them. And I reject that. You can be successful. It's called getting up off your ass. And I reject having another Kamala Harris. That's how you get her and Ketanji Brown Jackson and, some kind of way Jasmine Crockett got in the office. We don't need none of these losers in office. We need people that are actually good, strong, that are going to support the country and everybody in it. We're not looking to just support white people or just support black people. We're looking for somebody who is not concerned as much necessarily about the specific demographics. Maybe in a couple of circumstances, yes. I'm not saying there can never be anything for a particular group. But I'm saying that in general, we want people that are neutral, unbiased, and not just looking after a certain group. That's how you wind up with these woke, radical leftists flying to El Salvador. That's why the GOP is trolling the hell out of y'all.
Welcome to El Salvador, home to breathtaking sunsets, world-class surf breaks, and gangbanger Kilmer Abrego Garcia. El Salvador is the destination for Democrats seeking the thrill of bringing violent criminal illegal aliens back to America. Come witness Trump derangement syndrome in its purest form. From Chris Van Hollen to Cory Booker. You may even see John Ossoff. So what are you waiting for, Senate Democrats? Join your colleagues and step into the rhythm of rescue today.
Trust and believe this is just the beginning, because they're so stupid and so racist and so obsessed with minorities and wokeness and all this other stuff. They're going to get trolled all the way until the midterms and the presidential election, maybe even forever. Mark my word. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Have they said that anywhere? I mean, I feel like yeah, it's fair.
It's just fair to hope. It's just a.
Have they said that this is to target only white families?
Oh, I didn't say that.
You have to read between the lines.
She's dumber than Kamala, so that's like, she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman.